Starbucks employees are more productive than Congress. Makes sense.
So I'm really curious to know what your thoughts are on this. So this is a new technology tracking which one of these workers at this coffee shop are working the hardest, the AI, and then it tracks which customers sit in there the longest to track. So watch this AI. Go for it. Camera does all of this for you.
All right. So this is like a Starbucks if you're not, the blue is the employees, and it's counting how many cups.
Anna's done 20 cups. Vika's done 10 cups. Elena's done 10 cups. Wow. Olga's done 3 cups. So the boss can come back and say,
Olga, you getting fired.
Hey, Olga, any reason why you sat your ass down for an hour? All you did is 3 cups all day. You're fired, right?
Leaning on the counter in the back.
She's doing nothing in the back. And look at how hard Anna's working. So guess what? This favors who? Anna deserves a raise. Olga deserves to be fired. And the 10 cups per day guys deserve to just get exactly what they're getting paid. They can't ask for a raise. Now, I'll put the picture I texted you in Congress.
Jay says, not to sound rude, but I think Owens used her skin color as a crutch to say some wild-ish, but that is just my opinion. I agree with you, and I do the same damn thing. Not because it's not because it's something that I wouldn't say if I was white, but knowing that I'm not white and you can't throw, white supremacists in. I absolutely use that. But I would say that the left uses skin color or in the opposite way as a crutch to say, you're white, so you're racist. Oh, you're a straight white male. So again, I mean that's definitely true. She definitely does that. But the at the end of the day, we want to come back to the question: is she a grifter? Oh man, that's disappointing. Valentina, come on. You're amazing. Just run with it. All right. So AI at Starbucks.
Which is very interesting. This AI now tracks which percentage of these members of Congress stay on their phones the longest time.
Wow.
You see named there, 76.9%, 85.5%, 61.2%, 81.2%.
So what you're telling me is that Starbucks employees are more productive than Congress. Makes sense.
Is this an area of AI where a level of accountability and surveillance goes to a level where a boss, a parent, by the way, parents, your kids go to school, now you can see what teachers are doing with kids. You can kind of watch what teachers are doing with kids.
So Zippy is talking about, it's not, it would be nice if it was all based on effort, but these things are all about money making and efficiency and stuff like that. But what he's about to bring up and kind of flip this on its head is like, this is how it's been used so far. But if we understand the technology better, then we can use it to our benefit. So check this out.
You can now track what your kids are doing in school. You can track this for sports, who's practicing, who's training when they go to the gym. Imagine a football coach has AI, 3 hours you're going to the gym, which linebacker is actually training for how long, which one is not. You can now officially track how many reps they did, how many sets they did. Is this a good thing with this level of accountability, or does this kind of concern you?
Gosh, really hard to answer this right off the cuff. But what I will say is that we are like suffering from chronic laziness right now. And that would transform if you knew that you were being watched. Just when your boss walks in, you kind of stiffen up and you start doing stuff.
Yeah, but that's a bad thing. I don't want people to be working hard for the sake of working hard. I want to create a society where you come to, especially if I'm an employer, I don't want you working hard because you know you're going to get in trouble if you don't. I want you working hard because you find value in the work that you and we as a company are doing. Now, obviously, nobody wants to work harder than they have to, and nobody's going to work harder than the boss, which seems to be forgotten by a lot of employers. But it's a little bit dangerous to start giving all of this power to people who already have such huge leverage over your employment status. Like they can fire you at will for anything. Yeah, there's wrongful termination, but then you have to go to court, you have to get a lawyer, all that stuff. Whereas if you have an issue with them, it's a whole other thing. It's not like you're on different levels there. So I hear what she's saying, I hear what she's saying, but I don't think I agree. Zibby says, I've been told to debt court. I've been to debt court before. Almost everyone on their phones, but the judge. Most of those in the seats and the lawyers. Well, if it's that simple, then government and business will use it. True.
Because you know that you're being watched, and because I know how far millennials, Gen Z go in terms of a laziness, like they do need like a little kick in the butt. Maybe this could be the solution.
So as I'd say, everything that I just said, she's not wrong. She's not wrong. How often do I complain as a millennial about millennials and how much millennial mindsets, and of course I blame the boomers for it, but she's not wrong. She's not wrong. I'm just saying, I don't know that this is the right way to go about things.
By the way, regarding schools, I've always thought, why can't I watch my kids while they're in school? They have daycares. For daycares, you can do that because they want parents to feel comfortable about what's happening, so you can log in and you can watch what's going on.
That's right.
And same thing with like doggy daycare. You know, as those of you who know, I'm a professional dog trainer, and so doggy daycare is a big thing. You know, a lot of people work a lot of the day and don't have time to, you know, run their 80-pound dog, you know, get enough exercise. So they send them to a place where they can play with other dogs and get that exercise. And they have cameras set up the whole time, and you can just log in on your phone and be like, oh, there's Fido doing what he's doing. So I see the other side of it as well. But it's a thin line before you're going too far.
Right.
This crisis that we're dealing with, like kids beating up their teachers. What if they knew their moms were just watching them from their smartphones? These kids might straighten up a little bit.
We love that, by the way.
Yeah, and we would feel good about seeing,
That's
like, I'm
right.
so okay with like schools being able to have cameras and letting parents access that. That does not bother me at all. I think that's a great idea, and that's a great way to use AI too. And teachers would probably be doing less finicky stuff in the classroom. But there's an element of this that also feels
That's right.
subhuman.
Yeah.
Like we're watching like robots. Like, I don't
There we
know, like
go.
we're suddenly in like
I'm surprised nobody said 1984 yet.
I Am Legend or something.
It is
that
kind of
was
close.
that the, no, iRobot? What is the
iRobot.
iRobot? Yeah, iRobot.
I Legend's a good movie.
See, that's
Minority
That's
Report
what
with
Pat,
Tom
the
Cruise.
positive
There
side
you
of that.
go.
Where I see
That's exactly like Minority Report. That's exactly like that. Like the precogs and the future crime. It gets scary. And as somebody who already doesn't trust the government, as somebody who watched a whole bunch of people give way more trust to the government than they should have gotten over the last 3 or 4 years, I'm not happy about it. Guys, can we just get 2 more likes in here? We got 5 in here and just 1 like. Just one of you. Come on. I know you guys are better than that. Zippy says, the thing about working harder when the boss is around is when the boss is around. If it's cameras and AI, then you would force a higher work ethic rather than slack off as much as you can. Well, I mean, I agree and I disagree, because both can be true at the same time. If you know you're being watched constantly, you're still going to, work as a, like we're talking about when if you don't have AI and then you straighten up when the boss comes around, you're still going to do that knowing the AI is watching. But if you looked at, a lot of the people who were working from home over lockdown, there was a million ways they tried to, they tried to do like your mouse trackers and your eye trackers, and they would do things like people would get glasses that had eyeballs on them, or they would have a thing that presses a keystroke every however many seconds. So, I mean, never underestimate people's ability to find a way to slack off. It will always happen. Unwanted Foe said, getting closer to a government overlord dystopia, utilizing AIs to watch over citizens for the police. Yeah, it doesn't sound fun when you put it like that, does it? Zuby says, laziness and slacking is a plague. We need a better focus on effort and merit at all levels of society. But the top end never wants to work more than it has to, which filters down to the rest. Well said. That it's a culture that trickles down. And thank you for the likes, guys. And if we look at people who are a little bit higher on the totem pole, at least in the corporate world, and we can see that they are doing things to take shortcuts, that there's nothing wrong with those shortcuts because you're still getting the work done. Come on. Then why wouldn't us lowly people down here do this the same thing? going back to the Starbucks thing. It's like, well, if they're all getting paid the same, I'm not mad at Olga for not making as many cups as she needs. Not to mention that what this doesn't show you is that, and I haven't been to Starbucks in quite a while, but I'm pretty sure that the reason that these two are making more cups is because this Olga down here is the one calling out, "Hey, this is your drink," and then the other person who had a low number was at the register taking. I really should have checked where we were before I did that, but they were taking the orders. So I don't know how great of a representation of how that actually would work is, but the concept is enough for me. All right, let's see where we were.
You're monitoring for this type of stuff, but then
Olga got to get fired.
Olga's gone.
Right?
3 cups.
Like,
Get the hell out of
Olga's got to go.
Breaking news. Olga got deported.
See, that's what I'm saying. What if she's the one yelling out? Everybody says, I don't like yelling out. You know what? We'll make the coffee and you get to stand there and do you don't have to work as hard, but you do all the things that we don't like. And it works out for everybody. The bosses don't know the difference because the same number of cups are going out and I don't have to raise my voice. How do you know that that's not the case? So I'm just saying, you got to think about these things from all angles.
Olga just went back to Ukraine, guys. Sorry.
No, she's relying on Anna. I don't like any of this.
But Candace,
Olga gotta go.
I'm with
By the way,
Candace.
this describes almost every work environment,
100%.
every sports team, every place.
Like I'm with Candace. I'm with you because it's cool. I'm kind of creeped out about it a little bit, but then like, how far do we go? Like in China, their AI system can, if you're crossing the street and you jaywalk, it doesn't have to see your face. If it sees your body walking, it takes money out of your account already. And if you don't pay it, your social score goes down.
Yeah.
And if people are hanging out with you, their shit goes down. And it's like,
damn.
I didn't know that part. Like, that's crazy. And so that's why, even if, you're talking about, I want to see what's going on with my child at daycare. I want to see what they're teaching at school. Absolutely. But where do we draw the line? These are conversations that should have been had on a much larger scale long before the technology was ever able to do it. And now that we are at a certain level where we can see where the technology is going to go, I'm glad that we are having those types of conversations, but it might be too late. And exactly. Maybe she's new. So again, I don't know that particular clip is like endemic of, what really goes on. I think it was just an example, but it is what it is. Shout out to Daniel Cabrera. Welcome to the party, brother. Good to see ya. And we got Nick in the building. Welcome. Good to see you guys. Glad to have you. Zippy said, there's an efficacy in this setup, but you can have it set up to add merit modifiers based on the job type. Those at the register are not going to move around a lot. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. And so, I mean, I think the way they set this up is a little bit more like scary than that actually is. But at the same time, the same way they say with the transitioning kids, like, there's only like 5 of them. Like, yes, but you want more and more and more of them. So that's the issue. Maybe not where it is today, but where it is headed tomorrow. Jay was saying, why does it feel like Owens, all she talks about is drama? So maybe it is something in there. Let's find out. And welcome to the party.
this is the beginning of the end.
Tom, you're a father. What do you think about this?
Well,
Oh my God.
I happen to be married to a teacher and who every now and then does parent conferences, and data always wins. Whether you're the district attorney or the prosecutor or you're a school teacher, data always wins. People sit down and you say, hey, I'd like to talk to your kid about math and everything. Well, they probably need more instruction or attention from you. What's the ratio? Do you have an assistant that's in the class? You usually start there. And then it's like, here's the baseline. Here's the test they took. Let's look at the numbers. Okay, what do we have to do? Suddenly it flips the switch. Oh, my son, my daughter wouldn't do that. Let's look at the surveillance camera at the 7-Eleven. Okay. What do we do to keep them out of jail? Is there a probation option here? Data changes everything.
That's what happened this week, by the way.
So-
when I was in
So again, making a good argument about how the data really affects how we view these things. And if there's a problem with people working and how much they're working, then it will be important to see where is that happening and see what the patterns are and how to address them in a way that actually works and not like a finger wagging like, hey, if you got time to clean, if you got time to lean, you got time to clean. Like that obviously doesn't help anybody. Soft Mom says she gets a little hyped about drama for sure. Yeah, she's definitely the most drama heavy person at the Daily Wire by far, despite the fact that Jordan Peterson literally has so much drama going on in his life. She is the drama queen, might we say.
In school.
So I feel very strongly that there is a creepy side to this, to government surveillance. But you know what? Data usually stops arguments and moves people toward discussion of solution. That's how I feel.
I'll add one more
So what
thing.
you're saying is Olga's got to be fired.
Olga gotta go.
Olga, sure.
Olga gotta go.
Olga's got to get. By the way, that's got to be the title of this video. Olga's getting fired.
Here's what I'll say.
That's exactly right. And Olga comes in with an employment attorney, and then we say, "Sir, let's just sit down and look at this." And then he leaves and tells Olga, "There's nothing I can do for you."
Yeah,
Well,
first
I'll
those
just-
lawsuits go away.
I'll say Candace, I think, was right. This is neither good nor bad. It's a thing. And
I like that actually. I like that actually. This is just a thing, and there's good and bad. It's neither entirely good or entirely bad. It's just something we have to pay attention to.
I equate this to the metaphor of what social media is, or even what marriage is. And I'll say this, the great thing about social media is everyone has a voice and can say what they want to say. But also the bad thing about social media is everyone has a voice that can say what they want to say. So when I talk to people about marriage, I get this one answer was so poignant. He goes, well, I'm like, what do you love about marriage? Like, oh, I love my wife. She's just always there. She's always there for me. I go, what do you not like about marriage? My wife is always there. And that's exactly what this is that like they're just trapped.
That's a pretty bad dad joke, but I mean, hey, if it fits, it fits. Shout out to Doodad Attack. Welcome to the party. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you.
Attacking you.
Are you for
That's
it?
good.
By the way, run a poll.
I think at the end of the day, this is
this
helpful.
better for society or worse for society?
And would you use it?
I would
As it
absolutely use it.
Vinny, we're using
Should
it.
we make that a poll as well? I kind of want to. All right, we're up at 10. Okay, so we got 10 full votes. So we'll end this poll here. Is Candace Owens a grifter? 60% of you said no. 60% of you said no. Interesting. I thought it was going to be a little bit more split because 30% of you said either not sure, you don't even know who she is, and only 10% said yes. So let's finish up this clip, but I want to get your guys' thoughts on that.
By the way, let me tell you why I would use it. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready? I would absolutely use it and tell them that person that's working the most, you
Zippy, this is what I was talking about.
get to come and ask me for a massive raise.
Perfect.
Go for it.
Yeah.
You get to come and ask me for a raise because the video validates you're working your ass off. And the people that say, no, shouldn't do this and all this stuff,
No.
problem. Totally get it. But
I would walk in and say that, hey, Pat, I think I've been working hard. It's a 3% inflation raise. I think I deserve 5 to 10. Why do you think that? And I says, can we take a look? Have you been watching me?
Check the stats.
yeah.
So that really changes things and puts power back into the hands of the worker. That if you are, what was one of the other names of, I think Anna was one of the ones that had like 20 cups to Olga's 3. So if you are Anna and you go to the boss and you say, hey, I think I deserve a raise. They're like, well, quarterly this, and they're like, well, how about we pull up the numbers? Now, again, is it going to play out like that? Probably not. But if you are the one company to actually, go about doing things in that way, then you're a lot more likely to get better work, better productivity, and you send that throughout the culture. And now more companies are like, oh, okay, that's a pretty good idea. Maybe we should do that. So yes, our new poll is AI surveillance good or bad overall for society? And I said yes or no, but you guys know what I mean. Yes is good, no is bad. Replay gang, just let me know in the comments. Do you think AI surveillance is good or bad overall for society? There's good and there's bad to it, but on an overall balance of probabilities. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed that clip, check out the full live stream link in the bio and catch me live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. See you there.